Hello guys, my name is Charis and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about theater ghosts and superstitions. So if you guys are not already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, like the video, and hit that notification bell so you get a notification every single time I make a new video. Every single time. So the interesting thing about theater ghosts is that every single, I would say, old school theater, like any of your Broadway theaters, West End, stuff like that, these old theaters, they're gonna have a theater ghost, generally that has a name, maybe that was a real person at one time, that people have experienced visitations from them before. I personally have never actually seen a theater ghost. However, you are in a old, dark, creaky building, and it gets a little uncomfy. I would say that the majority of every tech theater person that I've ever met 100% believes in a theater ghost. You can't convince them otherwise. I think that has to do with the fact that they are more often by themselves in the theater than like the actors are. Normally there's more of us in the building at one time, and so when they're like hanging lights or painting sets or doing those kinds of things during the day, they have more of an instance of being alone. Some theaters have like video footage of ghosts, just like hanging out, walking around, and a lot of times these are people that either owned the theater before or were patrons of it, or people that had tragic endings in the theaters themselves. So personally, I think it would be dope to haunt a theater. Officially on my bucket list of things that I want to do is to haunt a theater. That's what I want. I want to do that. So the Palace Theater on Broadway. I was trying to find which shows were actually in each of these theaters, but since Broadway is closed right now, I'm having a hard time specifically Googling that. I don't remember what's in the Palace Theater right now, but if you know what's in the Palace Theater, please let me know. The Palace Theater actually keeps 2 seats securely bolted down, and they don't sell the seats. The tickets to those seats, because they are keeping them reserved for the ghosts, so that the ghosts can sit there and watch the very Phantom of the Opera-y, you know, like it's like, hey, like reserve my box or whatever, or I'm gonna like burn everything down, and he's like, no, I'm gonna sell the seats. Everything is very Phantom of the Opera-esque. We're talking about like theater ghosts. Like Phantom of the Opera is a prime example of a theater ghost. But you know, that's very hospitable of the people that run the Palace Theater, if I do say so myself. Very kind of them. The New Amsterdam, I didn't know this before I was doing research for this video, but the New Amsterdam Theater has a really interesting theater ghost named Olive Thomas, and she used to be a chorus girl for the Follies, which is kind of like old school vaudeville. And she like apparently had a really tragic ending. When I was reading the article, it was like accidentally ate too many pills. Accidentally. They said about suicides then. They were like, oh yeah, she just accidentally ate didn't know that she was gonna die because of it. She just accidentally did it. But yeah, so tragic, super tragic. It's really, really interesting though about this. The New Amsterdam Theater in it has Aladdin in it, right? And try to figure out exactly what the technical term is. The president of operations for Disney theatrical groups, I know Disney's going to be very particular. The vice president of the Disney theatrical groups, who is overseeing Aladdin, puts photos of this actress, Olive, everywhere. Whenever any of the cast or crew, anybody working in the theater will like greet her every single time that they go into the theater. And this is so that she is less testy, I guess. I guess she is involved in less mischief if people have like acknowledged her existence and been like, hey, how's your day going being a ghost? Has it been good? The weather's great. That's pretty interesting though, like if you were to go do a show at the New Amsterdam and you're like, oh yeah, this is straight up like someone who used to be a Follies girl. Like that's dope, you know? Okay, now y'all are gonna crucify me because I can't figure out how to say this theater name. It's Belasco? The Belasco Theater? I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. Let's see if I can. The Belasco. Pronunciation. I was right. Belasco. There you go. Ye of little faith. You didn't think I knew how to say it correctly. The Belasco Theater is haunted by the guy that started the theater named David Belasco. And he used to be called Bishop of Broadway because he would dress up in priest garb, even though he wasn't a priest. Very weird. I mean, these old theater men have been known for doing weirder things. I mean, let's be honest. Like 2 days after he died, one of the actors went up to the producers and was like, hey, like David Belasco came backstage and told me my performance was really good, so the show was really great. And he was like, he's dead. But he would like straight up shake people's hands, and like apparently a lot of people who do shows there are like looking forward to him like shaking their hand as like a spectral. Crazy. It's crazy. That's insane. The Richard Rogers Theater. So Richard Rogers Theater is where Hamilton is. It was where In the Heights was, which I didn't realize until I was doing research for this that they were in the same theater. I guess Lynn likes the Richard Rogers Theater. But they have a lot of different supernatural things going on. They hear like small children running around. Some of the dressing rooms will have women's lipstick like smudged on the mirror, like lips smudged on the mirror, and they'll wipe it off and then it'll like reappear the next day. So that's weird. These are just a few examples, a few specific examples of theater ghosts, but like literally every theater people are in, they'll say that they have experienced something or seen something, which you could say is just correlated with the fact that they're in like creepy, dark, old buildings. You could say that. But superstition, I can't say superstition, but theater superstition, thank you. But theater superstition really goes back very far. You've ever seen the rigging system of a theater? It's a lot of like ropes and pulleys and like mast-like things coming from the ceiling and the curtains and all of that stuff, right? So they would generally get sailors to do that because it's stuff that they're familiar working with, right? The hoisting systems and all of that. Goes to show how little I know about anything have to do with boats. Sailors are really, really superstitious, like just as like a general people, because you know, you're like on the open ocean and like you want to be able to have some kind of, oh, don't do that because then this will happen, and that's how everybody died last time. There used to be this big superstition with whistling, and the reason why is because when people would whistle, it would be to indicate for like the mast to come down, is how sailors would communicate with each other to like do things. And so if you were like whistling, then they could think that you're saying for a really heavy curtain to come down and it smack you right in the head, right? You don't want to be doing that. There's lots of things like, you know, don't say good luck. You say break a leg. It isn't because it's like, oh, you say the opposite. There is a curtain, a part of the curtain that is called the leg. And whenever you cross it, it means you're like making your entrance. You're like starting when you cross, when you're breaking the leg, it means you're like actually going on stage, doing the thing because you're breaking the leg. So that's what it means. But then we're all like, oh, that actually means like your actual leg. Like, why are you guys so morbid? There is this theory that the reason that theater people are so like gross is because we were like mixed in with like sailors and stuff. Like there's a bunch of sailors like around. That is something that people say. You have a theater superstition or a theater ghost that you know of, please drop it in the comments. This kind of stuff is really interesting to me, so I will be responding to every single comment about that kind of stuff. If you guys do not already subscribe, please hit that subscribe button, like the video if you enjoyed it, and hit that notification bell so you get a new notification every single time I post a new video. If you like this topic, please let me know. I've got some more topic ideas that are kind of around this area, so please let me know in the comments. You guys have a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever it is that you are in the world. You're loved by me. I will see you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Theater ghosts are spooky. They spooky. So spookies. I wonder if Lin-Manuel Miranda's ever seen a theater ghost. I bet you he has. He probably wouldn't tell us though. Probably an intimate moment between him and a theater ghost.